Hey guys, long time no see. I hope you all remember me, but let me first jerk your memory off. I am Karthik Agrawal, currently studying in Shri Venkateswara College of Engineering. Today I am here to present my advanced Java mini project, that is task management system using Java. This so let me first understand. So let's So first let us understand what the system actually is. This system is basically a web-based task management system developed using core Java technologies such as Servlet, JDBC, MySQL, and Apache Tomcat. Along with web application, I also created Swing-based desktop admin panel. The main purpose of this project is to build users manage their daily tasks efficiently. Users can create task, view task, update task status, and also they can delete their task. One important thing about this project is why I deliberately avoided using Spring Boot. Nowadays, most projects directly uses frameworks such as Spring Boot or Kubernetes or etc. But my goal was to understand how web application actually works internally. So by using Servlet and JDBC manually, I got practical understanding of HTTP request handling, session management, JDBC connectivity, deployment process, and backend architecture. This project also supports multiple users. Each user task are isolated using unique user ID. Along for security, session-based authentication is also used. Let us look on technologies used in this project. Starting with the core Java servlets. Java servlets are used for backend logic. They handle HTTP request responses, routing, and business logics. Now, the next main execution is JDBC. As you know, JDBC stands for Java Database Connectivity. It is used to connect Java applications with different kinds of databases such as MySQL, MongoDB, etc. I use JDBC to perform CRUD operations such as insert, select, update, delete. Most crucial, where all the data stored? The data is stored in MySQL that is used as a relational database. It stores user data, task details, and details of the task such as deadlines and task status. Now, to run the servlets, I used a container called Apache Tomcat, which is used as a servlet container which runs web application. We can also use Glassdoor or XAMPP. Similarly, I use Swing for developing a desktop-based admission panel, and then I use HTML CSS for use the front-end pages such as login page, dashboard, task pages. Now the core thing is I used Java collection frameworks such as ArrayList for the handling of dynamic task data, that is to give the priority of the tasks to be done by the user, and all the session management is used by HTTP sessions is used to maintain login state of user authentication. Now let's understand the project objectives. The first major objective is servlet handling request. To understand how servlet processes HTTP request and generate responses. Next was JDBC and CRUD operations to implement database operations using prepared statement and SQL queries. Another main objective was to create a secure system where each user can access only their own task. Now, to integrate both servlet-based web application and Swing-based desktop admin panel, the main objective of web and desktop integration, and finally to build strong understanding of backend internals, moving forward to frameworks like Spring Boot. Now let us understand the system architecture. This project follows simplified MVC architecture. That is view layer. The view layer contains HTML pages. These pages collect user input and display output. Then the controller layer. The controller layer contains servlets. Servlets processes the request, executes logic, communicates with database, and also generate appropriate response. Now the core model layer contains SQL databases through JDBC. The overall workflow is user, as you can see, user sends request, HTML reviews it and receives the input, controller processes the input, connects with the database, and finally gives us the appropriate answer through browser. This architecture provides full separation of concerns and makes the project more organized. Now let's understand the complete workflow of the application. The user enters credential, logs to the system, sessions gets created, dashboard opens, task can be added, task can be updated or deleted. Once the important concept is here is session management because session ensures that every operation is connected to the correct logged in user. Without multi-session, multi-user functionality would not work properly. Now let us understand different servlet modules used in this project. Starting with login servlet, the servlet validates user credentials and creates sessions. Moving on with registered servlet, used for creating new users dynamically. Basically, if a user has not been registered before, it inserts new user, retrieves generated user ID and creates a session. Moving on is task servlet, which handles task insertion, task fetching, and task display. It uses get requests to fetch the task and post requests to insert the task using the session user ID. Moving on is complete servlet. It updates task status from pending to done and then delete servlet, which permanently deletes the selected task from the database. Now moving on is display servlet, display dashboards and navigates options. Finally, it is logout servlet, which invalidates sessions and securely logs out the user together. These servlets form the complete backend system. All servlets are connected front-end to database and form a core logic backend of the application. Now let us understand JDBC connectivity and database design. The database connectivity follows contains driver manager, prepared statement, and result set. The driver manager establishes a connection with MySQL databases. The prepared statement executes parameterized SQL queries. Prepared statement is preferred because it helps us to prevent SQL injection attacks, and the result set processes rows from the selected queries. Some SQL queries used in the project are select and insert, update, and delete. There are two types of tables used. One is user table and task table. User table stores the ID, username, and password of the users, and the task table stores the task ID, user ID, title, deadline, and status. You can see the schema of both the tables here. Your user ID acts as a foreign key. This creates one-to-many relationship. One user can have multiple tasks. Now let's understand session management, collection frameworks, and string handling. In session management, the HTTP is stateless, so after login, the server normally forgets the user. To solve this, HTTP sessions is used. After successful login, username is stored in sessions, user ID is stored in sessions. This ensures secure authentication, user-specific task access, and proper data isolation. Moving on with collection frameworks, array list is used for dynamic task handling. Unlike arrays, collections can grow and shrink dynamically. This is useful because tasks can be added, removed, and updated. And now the last part is string handling. Strings are used for processing from input, that is username, password, and task title, handling usernames and password, formatting dynamic HTML processes. Now let's discuss the major challenges which I faced during the development. Multi-user bug. Initially, tasks were inserted using a hard-coded user ID. Because of this, All users could see the same task because I had given the user ID as one. Later, the issue was fixed by fetching user ID dynamically from the sessions. This improved data isolation, readability, and security. Then, JDBC and session errors. Other issues is included JDBC driver errors, SQL debugging, session handling, Tomcat deployment issues. One of the major issues I found was Swing integration. Integrating Swing admin panel with SQL database was alone an important learning experience for me. The future enhancement I can be adding in this project is adding a password encryptor, making adding few REST APIs, that is automatic response systems, notifications of cloud development and migration to Spring Boot maybe. Overall, this project helped me to bring strong backend fundamentals. Now that we have understood the theoretical concepts, let us move on to the implementation and live demonstration of the project. Here, as you can see the complete project folder. As you can see the complete project folder, the SRC folder contains servlet classes, JDBC connecting classes, and Swing admin panel. And one more thing you all have to remember is web info classes which is present in Tomcat server. There you have to create a folder as the same name as what you've created the Java application such as to do app, and there you have to create the classes. There it contains web XML files and the compiled classes. The web XML file contains servlet mapping, for example, login mapping, logout mapping, register servlets, as you all can see, and servlet classes are compiled. As you can see, we have servlet classes here. These contains the servlet classes. Servlet classes are compiled manually. After compilation, the generated .class files are copied inside the web in classes. Inside Tomcat project directory, maintaining packages structure correctly is very important. Otherwise, Tomcat throws class not found errors. One more important thing is that SQL driver class. I have used MySQL connector jar is and it is added in the library folder. Let me show you all. It is also added in the connection class is also added in the web info, and whereas it is also added in the task manager in library. I hope you all have understood the setup. Tom Now starting with first we have to run the Tomcat server, that is startup. The project gets deployed. Then we have to type localhost and whichever is the preferred port number, and you that app name, Java application name, and which file you want to open, starting with login name. So first I have to log in. So initially I have the user as Karthik, and let me give some password. It says welcome Karthik, and we can add a task, for example do DSA. First let's check, do we have any previous task? No. So let's add a task as do DSA, and let's keep a deadline for it. Do DSA in that complete 10 array problems. Now we can see the task has been added. Now let's see what is that admin panel shows us. Let's run this app. We are running the admin panel class, and we can see that which user and what task you have given and what is the deadline. Similarly, we can update the status of it by just clicking to the status button here. We can either mark it done or delete it. Status has been done, and then we can delete it and we can go back. Similarly, we can log out it. This complete process shows the user application and how easy it is. Once it is done, we can also check in our SQL database like what we have. We have two tables such as task and users, and we can see the schema of them, and we can see it is how it has been stored. Now again, if I write this, it shows empty, and if I delete the user data, it can be the user list can be deleted. So overall, this project helped me to understand what is servlets deeply, understand JDBC practicality, learn session management, build multi-user systems, and understand deployment structures using Tomcat. Most importantly, this project helped me understand why frameworks like Spring Boot exist and how they simplify backend development. Now, in the next class, I will do this all things using Spring Boot. And if you are excited for this, I request you all to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much.